Hello everyone, welcome to Simply Learn's YouTube channel. Today we will be discussing about one of the most famous recursion problems known as Fibonacci series. But before we begin, let me tell you guys that we have daily updates on multiple technologies. So if you are a tech geek in a continuous hunt for latest technological advancements, then consider getting subscribed to our YouTube channel and don't forget to hit that bell icon to never miss an update from Simply Learn. Now, without any further ado, let's get started with the agenda for today's discussion. We will start this discussion by understanding what is Fibonacci series. Followed by that, we'll deal with mathematical interpretation of Fibonacci series. And finally, we'll cover implementation of Fibonacci series using C programming language. I hope I've made myself clear with the agenda. Now moving ahead, let's get started with first topic, what is Fibonacci series? Mathematics is more than just set of calculations. It was created by observing patterns in the environment around us. The Fibonacci series is the best example of this fact. It is the sequence of elements that we see in nature all the time. This sequence was first developed by the Vedic grammarian Pingala in his art of Prasodi, also called as Chanda Shastra. According to Pingala, the mantra Meru he designed signifies a sacred mathematical cadence that converges towards the golden mean. This theory was given by Pingala almost 400 years before Christ. And if you divide adjacent rows of his Mount Meru, you'll get a sequence that he called the golden mean. For example, the first line here will pass through 1, so the equivalence of this line will be 1. As the next line is also passing through 1, its equivalent result will be 1, 2. For the next line, we get result 2 as two ones are intersected by this line. After that, we'll get result 3 for the next line as it is intersecting element 1 and 2. Following that, we'll get result value equal to 5 as this line is intersecting element 1, 3 and 1. This generated sequence is called as Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci sequence came into the light when an Italian mathematician named Leonardo Pisa, aka Fibonacci, introduced it to the Western world in 1202. In his book of Liber Abaci, he described a sequence with a thought experiment about a family of incestuous bunnies. That's why this sequence was named after him. But now you must be thinking, what is so fascinating about this sequence that we are going to learn it? Well, let me explain this to you with the help of an example. Let's suppose we have 1 by 1 square and another 1 by 1 square. On the top of these two squares, we have one 2 by 2 square. And towards the left, we have one 3 by 3 square. After that, we have 5 by 5 square towards the downside. And then we have one 8 by 8 square to the right side. You can see that these squares are forming the Fibonacci sequence like 1, 1, 2, 3, 5 and 8. Let's say we want to join all these shapes. The shape that will be formed by connecting all these boxes will look something like this. It's called as Fibonacci spiral, which is also responsible for developing aesthetic terms such as phi or golden ratio. This shape or sequence can be found everywhere in nature. It can be found in flowers, galaxies, falling water, drawings, music, and many more. If you look closely enough at the sunflower, you'll notice that its center isn't merely made up of thousands of seeds arranged in random pattern. If you look at this 3D imagery long enough, you'll notice a pattern of many clockwise and anti-clockwise spirals emerge. But far from being just pretty pattern, this formation follows a Fibonacci sequence. Besides that, the number of petals numerous flowers have is also in sync with Fibonacci sequence. For example, buttercups have 5 petals, lilies and iris have 3, asters have 21, and daisies can have 34, 55 or even 89 petals. Furthermore, this pattern is also seen in the galaxies. Overall, nature follows the Fibonacci sequence, which is why the Fibonacci series is a special sequence in mathematics. Now, you must be motivated to learn about this Fibonacci series. So let's just dive into the mathematical interpretation of this sequence. The problem statement that we have here for the Fibonacci series program goes like this. Write a program that prints the Fibonacci sequence up to n terms. That means we are supposed to output n terms of the Fibonacci series on our console. But if you have observed the Fibonacci series closely, you'll get that every term in the Fibonacci series is obtained by taking the sum of previous two terms. To make this clearer, let's try to understand this with the help of table representation consisting of an iterator variable and consecutive Fibonacci numbers for it. The first two elements for the Fibonacci series will be 0 and 1. After that, the third element can be calculated by adding these previous two Fibonacci numbers. If we add 0 and 1, the output will be 1. Hence, third term in our sequence will be 1. The fourth term in our sequence will be the sum of second and third element in the Fibonacci sequence, which is 1 plus 1, that is 2. Similarly, the fifth term in our sequence will be the sum of 2 and 1, which is 3. And the sixth term will be 5. From this calculation, we can clearly say that the Fibonacci number for n term will be the summation of Fibonacci number for its previous two terms. Now moving forward, let's implement the recursive program to implement Fibonacci series of n terms. The language that we are going to use for this implementation is going to be C programming language. So without wasting any time further, let's move to the code editor for writing code. To begin with coding implementation of our program, first we'll create an utility function int fib, and inside it we'll pass an argument int num, which will represent the iterator element. Now we know that if the number is equal to 0 or 1, that is iterator element is equal to 0 or 1, we'll have consecutive Fibonacci numbers equal to 0 or 1 as well. Hence, first we will write condition for that. If num is smaller than or equal to 1, then return num. Otherwise, we'll have to calculate the Fibonacci number by making a recursive call. So for that, we'll write else condition return fib num minus 1 plus fib num minus 2. So this is our recursive call, which will calculate the Fibonacci numbers when the number is greater than 1. So with this, we have successfully implemented our Fibonacci function. Now we'll move towards our driver method, that is main function, and inside it we'll declare variable num. After that, we'll printf one statement. How many Fibonacci numbers you want to display? Next, we'll scanf that number. Now we will proceed with the most important part of our program, that is invoking the utility function called as fib. So for that, we'll create a for loop, and inside this for loop, we'll create variable c as an iterator element. We'll initialize it to 1, and from c is equal to 1 to c is equal to n, we'll run this for loop by incrementing the value of c. However, the first element of our series must be 0. So to do that, we'll have to use another iterator element. So for that, we'll create another iterator element here. int I is equal to 0, and now using iterator element I, we can make call to our fib function. So let's do that. Printf modulus d comma fib I semicolon and I plus plus. Now our program is ready. So let's compile it without wasting any time. The console is asking for user input. Hence, we can say that our code is bug free. Let's pass the value of num to check if it's returning the accurate output or not. I will provide value 5 here. That means it should return the 5 Fibonacci terms. And yes, it's returning the 5 Fibonacci terms. But we want to place them with space. So let's do that by adding space here. And now recompile our code. Okay, so these are our first 5 Fibonacci terms. So with this successful coding implementation, we came to the end of this video. I hope this video on Fibonacci series was informative and exciting. If you have any queries regarding the concept covered in this session, then let us know about them in comment section below, and our team of experts will get back to you. Thank you so much for being here, and do watch out for more videos from us. Until then, keep learning and stay tuned to Simply Learn.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simply Learn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.